Hey, Tree Sprites. So, one of the many purposes of the fantasy empire that I am building for Black women is to start to teach us and train us to redirect and channel our energy and attention intentionally. There's so much noise in our environment, in our nation, all the time. It's very easy to get distracted and very easy for our energy to get siphoned and drained by negative sources. Because the reality is that our energy is the most precious thing that we have. And our attention is one of the biggest forms of currency that we have. The money that we use is just one form of currency. And the money that we spend first follows where our attention goes. And so negative entities and people with low vibrational intentions are first, even if they're not trying to get your money, they are first and foremost trying to grab your attention. Because when you pay attention to someone, you are opening a channel for them to have access to your energy. And understanding how Black women are used as batteries to power these oppressive systems, we need to really start to understand the sinister nature of the rage baiting, the casual racism and anti-Blackness, the casual misogyny, the dog whistling, the changes in legislation, and the overall general poking and prodding at us, trying to get our attention, and then trying to spur a reaction. Because when you react, that releases even more energy toward whatever source, whatever entity, whatever person is trying to extract it from you. In the same way that a chemical reaction releases heat and energy into the environment. This constant draining of our energy is partially what is contributing to us being so sick all the time, having autoimmune diseases, having cardiac issues, high blood pressure, and just other disorders that are associated with high stress levels and high cortisol, especially in the space of the womb. And therefore, learning to control our energy, control our reactions, control where we allow our attention to land will not only contribute to our overall health and well-being, but will also serve to greatly empower us. And the exciting thing is that we are already seeing this happen. We have been hearing the same old tired racist narratives repeatedly, and we can see how responding to the ongoing antagonism is really doing us no good. It's a detriment. It's a direct detriment to us. However, when we each make the conscious, intentional decision to pull our energy away from all of the distracting sources, from all of the antagonists, from all of the zombies and vampires that are constantly trying to feed on us, and hone in and focus on ourselves and each other, and gray rock and block everything else out, not only is our energy and the heat of our life force retained, but it is also amplified by each other. When we choose to stop powering the system and we choose to start powering ourselves and each other, that's when we become super. That is when we elevate, and that is when we evolve. There's been a lot of talk around segregation lately, and many Black Americans are beginning to see that the detriments of desegregation have been outweighing the benefits. What we are realizing is that desegregation was not put into place for our ultimate benefit. It was put into place to dilute us and to water down our energy and our solidarity and our connectedness to each other. This year, this past 4 or 5 months has been some of the most unified that I have seen the Black American community be. And yes, I wish we could live in a world where we could all live amongst each other harmoniously. But unfortunately, the majority of society is still persistently, vehemently, intentionally keeping these dehumanizing, oppressive systems alive and going, and are using our bodies and souls as a fuel source. And so, a skill that we need to learn to build is gray rocking, is ignoring the antagonism. And it's difficult to ignore the antagonism because the antagonism is so nasty and so evil and so just, which sends us into this state of confusion, which is its purpose. It's 2025. How can such ignorance still exist? How many times do we have to explain that this is wrong? Not realizing that that's the trap. We're falling into the trap repeatedly. It's not ignorance. It's not unknowing. It's intentional. And it is a trap. It is a trap to get our energy and to drain us. And we just really need to stop falling for it. We can no longer afford to give people the benefit of the doubt, not when our well-being, our lives, and the lives of our loved ones and our communities are constantly at stake. And so controlling the flow of your attention and controlling your reactions is a necessary skill and muscle that we need to build. Even when we're amongst ourselves and we bring up things that we hear other people say, or we bring up what's going on in the environment, it's the entity is still draining our energy. We need to learn to quiet our minds and to really focus on each other, to see each other and function and operate in ways that boost our well-being, that boost our joy, love, and happiness. We are the ones that are responsible for cultivating an environment of positivity amongst ourselves. There would not be so much effort put into trying to trigger our reactions if we were not powerful, if our energy was weak and meaningless. We need to pivot completely away from the destruction and focus on each other and creation. Subscribe to Black Barn Owl, link in the bio, and I'll see you in always.